This is your standard army man.
Yeah, baby.
Now, we've pretty much only used modern army men on this channel, but not today. Ow, that actually kind of hurt. Our collection has been expanding into some pretty crazy looking army men as we go. But the most we've really seen from other army men eras is these pirates here. But I bought these. A bunch of boxes from Amazon.
Jesus Christ.
And inside said boxes is going to blow your mind. A series of medieval army men, as well as cavalry, catapults, and even an entire castle to lay siege with our medieval army men army.
That's awesome.
So that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. Popping these open and taking a peek at the world of medieval army men and taking a break from guns to check out swords and shields. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and comment down below what era of army men would you like me to check out next. Either way, this first box here really has had quite the series of army men. Not bad at all. This is clearly supposed to be a spearman, although his spear isn't pointed in the slightest, so maybe it's supposed to be like a thing you hit people with over the head? I don't know. But when it comes to these medieval army men, this first box is all silver medieval army men and black army men, which is a stark contrast from the usual tan and green we see. So we've also got this shield unit here who's holding a very long axe.
And my axe.
What's kind of nice about this is it also gives you a bunch of different little obstacles, so you can kind of build out your medieval battlefield a little bit with some rocks, and they also included some old school looking fencing, which kind of sucks. I can't lie, this is not great, but I guess you could either, you know, make a wall defense for say some of your bowmen like this fella here, and you can have them behind the wall, or you could turn it into like a stable for your horses. Regardless, we'll get into some more peripherals later. We've got another crouching silver bowman here, and it looks like both sides do get repeats of each other's units, so this is a silver and a black of the same unit there. And actually, there's quite a number of these archer units. My goodness. There's also brown horses and black horses, which I'm guessing, yep, we do have riders for, so I don't know which is supposed to go with which. There's a black cavalryman atop a brown horse, but then you could also go ahead and stick him atop a black horse, which that actually does look pretty fire. Very nice.
A few moments later.
All right, I just gave every horse a rider, so we actually have a pretty good herd of folk here, and I think it looks great. I think it would be better if they didn't do just black and brown horses, and instead, if the black riders could have like white horses or just something different, because the contrast with the silver and the brown looks way better than the black on black, actually. I've decided in my own brain you can have different opinions, of course.
That's a lie.
But still, I think this is a good inclusion, good way to incorporate cavalry. Very nice. Now, I just want to show, we also have 2 trees. That's it. That's all you get. 2 trees. Fun. And then we have our various additional medieval soldiers. So we've got kind of like a lunging fella. We got the raised sword fella. We've already seen the spearman. We got the crouching bowman here as well. We've already seen the axeman. And we've already seen the standing bowman. And that's it. That's it. A little bit short on numbers, but like more variety would be good in my opinion. Let's just stand them all up to see them. There we go. Not too bad at all for the first set. Just kind of laying out the baseline of our medieval army here. But then we got this. Another box has hit the table. We go ahead and just whoop, slice that sucker open. And let's see what we got in this one. Oh my god, is it more of the same? Oh god. No! I thought these were different products.
Oh, what a loser.
I should have read the description better. Oh, brother. Okay, so this is more of the exact same medieval troops, except you don't even get the horsemen in this. It's just all infantry. God dang it. All right, mistakes were made. I thought these were different. Bruh. They looked different on Amazon. This one's got a hair on him. It's probably from Scout. Okay, well, at least we have our castle now that we can actually use to build the siege. Oh god, oh no, I'm seeing the same bag type. What? Wait, Hold the phone. These are tiny. Oh wait, there's bigger ones too. Yo, this is odd. There's both big medieval soldiers and then teeny tiny medieval soldiers. What is this? By the way, forgot to mention this earlier, but we do have a battering ram that came with the first set of medieval soldiers, as well as a ladder here. It just took me a minute to build them, but these are actually pretty good, pretty nice quality. Battering ram like kind of works. You can kind of slide it, but it's not the most detailed. And the ladder, you can kind of get soldiers to actually stick on it. If you go ahead and just shove their base plate in there, you could have them hold. And I think that's kind of cool. And that is why we bought that first set, is because it looked like we could use it alongside our siege castle here. So we got to try and build the siege castle now. Alright guys, I figured we'd start off by looking at the army men themselves. So it's kind of odd. They didn't really specify on Amazon that these guys were going to be teeny, and all of the teeny guys are actually medieval. So there's a wide variety here of different knights and things like that. In armor, you got black and tan knights, and the quality is actually really solid, but they're just so small. And on top of that, there's not a ton of variety with these guys, and my camera's having a little trouble picking them up, so I do apologize for that, but they're about the size of a penny. That's how small these guys are. So yeah, and it seems like actually really all I'm seeing is swordsmen and a couple different axemen in here. Yeah, really very low variety in terms of these guys, but there's a lot of them, like maybe 100 of these little dudes in here. But then that's not the only figures we get. We also randomly get a ton of pirates, both skeleton pirates as well as human pirates. It's super bizarre with muskets and things like that. And you know, while medieval knights did have some gunpowder and flintlock and things like that, these guys are like early medieval soldiers, like pretty early, and these are like 1700s pirates, so it's not exactly a direct correlation here. Like it's almost like they threw two different toy soldier army men sets together and called it a day. It's super bizarre. And then the actual pieces we get along with it, like first of all, there's the castle, which we haven't built yet, but then there's also these flags, which are very clearly like Holy Roman Empire inspired. But then we've got like powder kegs along with sort of the stuffer for cannons, gold booty, but then we've also got more medieval stuff like a ballista, which seems to actually work. It does come with a projectile. Hold on, this could be cool. And then I guess you fire it with this. Oh, that was disappointing. Let's try again. Okay, that's really disappointing. Wow.
2 thumbs down.
And then you also get a medieval catapult here, which also you could prime it and then fire it, but I don't really see any projectiles they give you to fire with it. You do have these rocks here, but those are more for show. And I guess you have these dirt mounds you could maybe fire. Let's see. Yay, it kind of fires. On top of that, we've got like some treasure chests, which screams pirate. We've got some stakes here, which are more from the 1700s than medieval times usually. So I don't know, like, is this a medieval castle? Is it a pirate castle? Did they just do a 2-in-1? I'm not totally sure, but we do have the building guide for the castle, so I'm gonna go build that, and I guess we'll kind of see based on the proportions of the castle if it's more meant for these minifigs or the full-sized army men. I don't know, but this video went from being fully medieval to, wow, these products were not as described, so I don't know. Okay, so here's the castle, and it looks great. I really like it, actually. However, I don't like the fact that you can see all of the little mechanical studs on the outside. Now, that is supposedly so you can buy a ton of these castles and build out, but it only comes with 4 walls, so now it just looks kind of crummy. Now, on the interior, there are these ramparts here that you can slide in. However, they come out like way too easily, and they don't really lock in super well, so not the biggest fan of that. I mean, you can, of course, add figures to the top, like so. But for example, you couldn't put like pewter figures up there or lead figures because it would just weigh everything down. The other thing is, I think that this works perfectly for the normal sized army men toy soldiers. Even our other medieval knights look great up here. This is a good combo. But then our little micro fellas, they're like way too small for this rampart. So I don't really know why these were included in the set when clearly the pirates fit so much better on the castle. It's odd. The other kind of odd thing is that they include some ruins too. Now these do not fit in with the castle at all. And the brickwork on it honestly reminds me more of a World War II ruined building than a medieval ruined building. Like, it doesn't look medieval at all. This looks like it belongs in Stalingrad or something. And they also include a brick wall, which again looks far more World War II, and one random rubble flagpole without a flag. This whole castle feels so out of place. I don't, like, it's like they took 10 different toy soldier sets and then just kind of like mushed them all together, added a bunch of like peripheral stuff, and called it a day. It does not make sense to me. I thought I was gonna build a massive cool castle fortress siege, but none of this stuff fits together. So instead, this has turned into like a weird review. Also, I like these. They're little wheelie carts that you can, you know, move into battle and fire through the middle cross there with a bow or a crossbow. Kind of nice. And then they also included some random shrubbery. Just a tiny bit of shrubbery. Not like a lot. And I also have no idea what plant this is supposed to be. Again, it's giving, we have a bunch of extra products and we don't know what to do with them, so let's just slap them all together. I don't know what to make of this medieval video. It is a castle siege, but it's very derpy. What do you guys think? I hope you enjoyed. Please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.